for tonight is Typhoon. He made it into the All-Star match for ESEA last season, and now in I think the same team. They brought in a couple other players, I think, but nonetheless, it should be an interesting one. That's one guy to look out for.
Definitely is. He's probably chugging his Mountain Dew and game fuel, getting ready for this match, and it's already going to be a face-off. Able J's caught out in the bedroom, and he can't get away. Roko will actually find the tap. The savvy vet, the old legend, striking back. The man who was once the highlight king. Certainly been re-waking that form. He did it all through last season, and now that we're in a move-up season, it certainly matters. We'll see what Lost in the Sauce can do. Now a man down, FURIA going to turtle up a little bit. They've got heavy presence here over towards A with 2 players stacked in the pit, which could be a good setup to receive what looks to be a bit of a Halls pop A take.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm FURIA, I have one guy down. I have to hedge my bets and just try and stack one side, at least with 3 players. And that's exactly what they're going to do. K-Serrato gets the opening kill. Raph does trade it out, but Yuri hanging out behind the broken wall is going to take 2. And it is all FURIA in the A site. They completely shut down that push. And it's FURIA 1-0.
They were not expecting that second player in pit at all. Yuri just chills, sits, does it exactly the way it's designed, the way they drew it up, right? They're not going to expect that second player in pit. They're going to assume it's a rotator. They clear the first. They don't even bother to check all the way through. Immediately deal with the player on site, and that sets up Yuri for the blindside swing. 2 quick taps. He's found himself 2 quick kills. And boom, it all plays out for FURIA. And that's just what you have to expect with this FURIA roster, is that they are going to be prepared for pretty much any situation to throw at them. This time it's Typhoon who's just throwing a bit of a curveball. As I say that, they are just stampeding right onto the site. Able J will hold on for a moment, but he cannot stand up to the fury of the CZ. Now the bomb site is fallen. It's just left to Vinny and K-Serrato, who've got to make a quick decision about whether they even want to go for this.
Yeah, full send over towards the A site. 3 players for FURIA who were really impressive holding down the A site last time. Didn't look as good this time. CZ's reign supreme in this round so far, but it's 4v2 post plant coming in. And you can see Raph in the back of the site right now. Vinny's thinking about pushing, but currently smoked off. And they're probably deciding whether they want to go for it, but I don't think they're going to go for this.
They really shouldn't at this point. They don't have kits. I think they're just holding for that initial hunt. Here's the first tag, but Vinny's got to be really careful here. His set of armor is way more valuable than what he's going to take away from them. K-Serrato is set up a little bit of a crossfire, so they should be safe to get these guns through to the next round. Certainly the round is lost, and what a quick turn of events. But it's just going to be a Mag 7, a UMP, never mind on the UMP, a Mag 7 and a P250 save through. So there's not a ton of games lost in the sauce, but they came that round. It's a huge tempo breaker, a real backbreaker for FURIA. They're going to spread the wealth around to try and find what they can now to battle it back, but that's a real upset, and that's kind of what you expect to see out from Lost in Sauce, is a little bit of that wild play, that skill-based play where they just straight rush A and really send the counter blow.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably likely underdogs in this situation, so they're probably going to try to do a few different strats that are going to catch FURIA off guard. And we just saw an example of that, just basically a rush through apartments in towards A and just steamroll hitting W. But here we go. Art's going to get a kill there with the Mag 7, so good start. So Typhoon and Seb are currently down, or actually Seb's on 11 HP, my bad. So 4v4, and you can see the T's are kind of congregating in towards bottom of Banana, but there's a flank coming in from Art right now. It's kind of tough that he has a Mag 7 in the situation, though.
Yeah, but they're so low, right? I mean, Seb is vulnerable from the Mag 7, even from range. It's not going to matter. Connor's trying to make some noise, but the problem is Art can completely call his bluff. Now he's going to be coming back through T-stairs, and there's the blindside shot. Connor reacts to it. He's tagged down so low, but at least he can give me a thorn in their side and guarantee that that flank can't come through clean. They're going to respond off the back of it, trying to clear their space, trying to make sure they'll be safe to get through. But Art's playing this really savvy, just staying alive, being a nuisance, keeping them from getting onto a site clean without the threat of the backstab coming in. And he's got so much information as well that now they're going to hedge Able J through. So even though Connor's going to get onto the A-bomb site completely uncontested, it's not going to matter because now Able J can shut them down. There's the swing. That's the bomb lost. And it's all Connor to just try and recover with 4 HP and a Mat 10, whatever damage he can into the round.
Yeah, big round with that SMG watching the cross. And what was really nice is he took down the high HP player that was in his vision first. Then he was able to transition to the second one with low HP. I think he was below 10 at a minimum. So getting that first HP player was huge. And that's going to be a round for FURIA. Good response to them after they gave up a round they probably shouldn't have. So it's now 2-1 full guns on the side of Furia. They still have the Mag 7 on Art, which I love. I'm a big fan of the Mag 7. So I'm wondering where they're going to post him up. Is he going to be in towards apartments? Maybe play banana wall in this situation? It looks like he's going to be going down mid with the Mag 7. Okay, full send.
That's bold. That's very bold. Now he's been spotted as well. He's just chilling in the flames. All right, Art, that's maybe a little bit too bold. He loses his life for it. It's not a huge loss, as it's just a shoddy, but you're up against pistols. Everything you let them take away from you is another thorn that could be in your side. That's a smoke saved as well, more valuable than the shotgun, to be quite frank. And now Lost in the Sauce might have something to work with. They've forced back into this. Again, I think they've shown that they're going to be fine forcing in pretty much any situation. And so Furia has to be wary of it. I think maybe they weren't expecting it. Maybe they sent the shotgun down mid expecting really no resistance. And that just wasn't the case. So this gets interesting, particularly for Queserado, who is alone on an island towards the top of Banana, playing a little bit of containment.
Yeah, Queserado playing solo, not necessarily bad in this situation. Again, they're basically hedging their bets, 3 towards A, 1 towards B. If you want one person on a site playing by themselves, it's Queserado with an AUG. That's the situation right now, but here we go. We got action towards A. That's going to be Wrath getting a CZ kill. Able J going to grab one, missed the first, but gets the second. And it's now going to be 3v3. 2 of these guys are lit up on Lost in the Sauce. 30 seconds left, but the bomb site has fallen. Can they get the bomb there in time, though? Queserado might be able to do something about this.
As the smoke fades, they do have a resmoke for it, so they're presumably going to drop that in just a moment. Connor's getting adventurous. He spotted one, and Queserado is reading the pressure beautifully. Knows they're going to be coming his way, but that smoke will allow the bomb to transition and be planted. Considering what they came into it with in the round, it's a pretty good round so far for Lost in the Sauce. Now they can close distance with that mag, with the pistols, really make it potentially risky for the remaining Furia players. So this gets messy indeed, and they'll start to battle on. They need to be clean here. They find the first, that's important. The 2 remainders are very, very low. 1 bullet will be all it takes. Ooh. Seb does find himself a nice Deke headshot, so Seb doing some damage from the back of sight, but can he find more? This should be so very tough for him. He's painted into a corner, the bullets are coming his way, and they'll double peek to signal his death. Defuse can come through, but that's a really expensive round for Furia, considering how little came into it for the T's.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought for a second a 7 HP player Roka crossing from Banana in towards site might take a bullet, and that's the bomb down. I think there would have been enough time to be able to recover that and get it back down. But just a little bit risky there. Nonetheless, they do get the bomb down, and it was on a round where they didn't really buy too much. So if you're Lost in the Sauce, you're okay with that. You did a significant amount of damage to Furia. But having said that, Art is now on the op. We have 3 AUGs and an AK, full utility. So Lost in the Sauce is a way to go in this round. Just taking a look at their firepower. It's 3 Deegs. No, make it 4 Deegs. And a C.
They're finally going to mostly save, except for Wrath. Just gotta keep it interesting, you know. Just gotta buy that little bit. Just keep it interesting. And he's gonna die. Oh, I think his feet were spotted, but
close. Able J thought
he thought about it. Oh, there's gonna be the shots. That confirms it for Wrath, who was smoke baiting. I'm not quite sure. He was just sticking his head into the smoke to see if anyone would shoot back. He's lucky none of those bullets connected, so he's got a little bit more of an opportunity. That's a great swing from Connor. Doesn't quite catch them off. Now, Queserado should be able to hold on here, but there's going to be 2 peeking him, and he's got to fade away. Brings the reinforcements over. It'll soften up that A bomb site just in time for what looks like a pretty solid T hit. They don't have the utility to work with, so they're just going to have to rip heads with the Deagles, but they're going to try.
Yeah, that 2-man setup over towards Banana just pulled 2 guys from Furia over towards the B site. And here we go, action towards A, but it's going to be Yuri turning them down. Had a double, make it a triple. And now it's Seb all alone. The defense of the A site gets it done. So Seb versus 5, no control of the bomb. And he's got, at a minimum, 2 crosshairs watching for his position down towards the bottom of Banana, including Art with the AWP. So Seb, you know what? He's just going to go ahead, bypass that, and try and save here in towards, I assume, Kitchen is where he's going right now.
I don't think he's trying to save. I think he's trying to do damage.
No chance.
It'll be death. Death or glory, and death in this instance only had a set of armor, no head armor, and a deagle, so not really worth taking through, but now it's going to get interesting. They'll buy up. They didn't limit Furia at all in that round, so the money has gotten healthy. Frankly, Furia didn't even have to spend that much utility in the kill. It was all just Yuri popping them down one by one as they swung on his position in mid. So that's a nice, easy round to really set this up. And Connor's going to be picking up the MAC-10, despite the fact that he likely could have gone beyond this. just opting to favor the utility here and set up his team for success. Early utility damage is brutal. They actually find a kill off of it, and now Caserado can swing. They're not expecting with the sandbags. They don't properly clear it, and he's decimating the attack. It's 4 kills for Caserado. The last one stolen away by Vinny, but another flawless round for Furia.
Oh, that is beautiful play there by Sandbags. I see a lot of players trying to use the Mag 7 in that situation where you jiggle peek on the right side, get the initial kill, then jump on top of the Sandbags. But he's doing it with an AUG and just beautiful movement, using his environment to his advantage, and just shuts down that banana hit. And we saw Lost and Sauce have success with that fast-paced play earlier, but not happening in the 6th round. They're going to start off the 7th with a good start, with Art getting a nice kill there. Going for more, making a double. Triple, why not?
Oh, why not? Find more, take down these pistol players, and now it's just Typhoon. What can Typhoon do? He's stuck in towards Mexico, and there is no way over this particular wall. So he's going to go ahead and get dropped. Typhoon always has profile pictures that just make me question humanity a little bit.
You're not wrong.
What
Please
is
not
that?
zoom in on that.
I don't want to know.
Producer.
I don't want to know. Just a little bit.
Yeah, it's usually anime, I feel like, right?
I mean, I think
variation of.
I think that might be an anime figurine. I don't really know. I'm not well versed in this stuff. There's a Zeus that got bought. It got tossed. A little disappointed that Typhoon didn't keep that health. But, you know, sometimes you got to make decisions. There's already an up kill down mid, of course. Art, now that he's got that gun, he can get it every round. He's starting to feel the momentum a little bit. And Furia, after a couple shaky rounds at the get-go, are really cruising into gear now. At least the AKs will be saved through. They'll be able to have that into it. But this is going to be tough for Lost in the Sauce. Already a man down 30 seconds into the round. Yeah,
they're hanging out towards Alt right now. There is a man in towards apartments. Actually, excuse me, he's on porch. The radar threw me off a little bit. And he's got 2 guys across the way. One boosted over at the top of the smoke. So Fury clearly feeling it right now. Flash going to go up towards mid, but Fury just completely dodges it. No flash, or not flash at all. But he's going to be traded out eventually there by Roka, so it does work for Lost in the Sauce, but still a ways to go. 3 guys on towards the A site, and they're kind of hanging out right now. I'm not sure where.
Actually, really, I like the way this take is going on. It's very utility heavy, which is not something you always see from Lost in the Sauce. Now they go straight for it. Seb, what a spray, just bullying onto site, using his gun as a plow, just trying to batter players. Now they've got a lot of information. Wrath spotted the player in towards Pit. Vinny's trying to get around towards Moto, and he will be very effective from that spot, burning alive, but not without doing his due in terms of damage. Just comes down to Seb and Caserado, who's going to get the better of him. Seb is working some magic on the site, and he'll find him right over the top of the smoke. Seb turns it into a frag, and it's a 4K on the round.
Nice job by Seb. As you mentioned, just plows in towards site, and he gets that key kill there at the end in the 1v1. So Seb gets his money worth out of that buy he just had. So now 6-2, Furia up 4, but Lost in the Sauce are able to grab 1. And now their economy's not great, but they are able to get that op out on Connor. Art's been, having his way in towards mid up to this point. It looks like he's going to peek again. So Connor might get that action early in this round. So we might have Art versus Connor mid-play. But, yeah, they're just going to push up Vinny a little bit here towards Banana Wall. And this time they're going to rotate Caserado off. But the initial action is going to be Typhoon. Getting him at 10, then trade.
Oh, this pick. He spotted the knee. Art's looking for it. He actually gets the tag. It's not quite the kill. That was like a gray shot on the thigh. That's such a tricky angle to hold, and players don't often anticipate it. That's going to set Roka back into the round. So mid is still firmly within the grasp of Lost in the Sauce. Fury aren't getting aggressive, really. But they've done enough damage, and that follow-up nade will drop Roka as he goes back for the bomb. Now it gets tough. Wrath, though, answers back. A little bit of an upgrade potential there as well, though I think he's knocked gun a little bit too far. He can get the bomb, group up with his squad, and head towards a newly softened up B bomb site, which they are in the process of taking. Still, Vinny slowed them enough. And it seems like Lost in the Sauce really doesn't know where they want to go with this.
Yeah, Caserado caught out that player with the bomb, trying to get through Mexi over towards Banana to join his teammates. But it looks like Lost in Sauce is going to go towards A, and it's open right now unless Art can do something about this. He's probably just going to post up in towards the library, watch that cross. And he's going to get smoked off, so can't be too effective at this point. Might be able to get a shot through that smoke, but Connor will be able to plant that bomb, no problem. Now, Vinny on the way to join his teammate, but post-plant positions will be able to come here. One in towards apartments, the other one in towards.
This is going to be very tricky. They've got to work together. They've got to set up this buddy system. Now, the op can lead the charge onto site. They can probably start to isolate the potential positions they're in, but it is going to be a challenge. And the money's decent on the FURIA side, but that might be the persuasion they need for Art to say, you know what? Maybe this op is more valuable. It's a nice little poke out kill. Nice found frag. And missing that initial shot will certainly make up his mind. He's still trying to get the exit, still trying to do the damage, and will be able to do so. This is expensive for the remaining Lost in the Sauce players. But they are going to at least keep one AK up to fight another day.
Nope.
Oh, never mind. Why did you swing Seb? Why?
Yeah, just stay in the back of sight. You know, that's a gun given up. That wasn't really necessary. And both of those players at the end ended up giving up their guns. So Art, nice recognition that the player could be coming out of boiler. He gets that kill, and then Seb, maybe a little bit of a mental mistake, or maybe he was trying to upgrade to an op that might have been in the area, but I don't think there was. So it's going to be Lost in the Sauce grabbing their third round. Art again, aggressive in towards mid. It hits a quick flick there. Emergency shot. And Abel J should be able to take one down. That's currently standing in his molly, and he does just that. So now 5v3. And Lost in the Sauce really seemed to want to get apartment control here. Seb going to go up in towards mid, grab one, but immediately traded out. Perfect setup.
And they're playing this intelligently. That molly just goes a little bit too far, lands in the smoke. Still, it's going to set up Yuri for the swing, and he's done a ton of damage. His information, there's at least one, and I think he spotted both here. So the pit player actually had all the info in the world, still gets dunked out. But Vinny's already passed their smokes. He's found one and just looking for Typhoon. He'll demolish him on the site. That's well played from FURIA to prevent any real ground gain for Lost in the Sauce. So now no bomb plant means they are going to have to eco here. Expect a little bit of pistols, not much armor behind it, if any. And FURIA, up to 7-3, are really doing a good job of isolating the bits of momentum for Lost in the Sauce, preventing them from really building much.
Yep. So it's going to be armor, pistols, again, for Lost in the Sauce. We've seen them have success in one of the rounds up to this point. But it seems like FURIA is kind of rolling right now. And look at this Art position. Watching over towards Alt. He's going to grab one. He's spotted out a second, but got to be careful from Boiler. You can only stay in this position for so long unless his team's able to help out with that crossfire. So Typhoon will go down. Seb going to get lit up. Great start to the run here for FURIA, but going to be some action that will continue. Yuri's going to get a double. Now wants another one. It's actually Art that grabs one, but Yuri does get a triple in the end. So it's FURIA 8-3. Only lose one man.
That's really well played by Art, but that setup makes me so nervous when you don't have a babysitter, right? Normally, so one of the ways you can play that setup to make it a little less risky, right? Because he's peeking straight into alt mid. If someone comes out mid on him and just swings, he's dead. Deke shot to the head, he's out. There's no chance for him to spot what's going to happen. Frequently, what you'll see teams play is they'll have like an AUG watching that down mid angle so they can at least get some shots out, slow them down, and alert a little bit. It's risky. It pays off here. And oh, what an air raid at the top of Banana. The site is wide open for the taking. They've upgraded to 2 guns, and the nades sail through, and the frags are found. Now the bomb can be planted, and it's a man advantage with 2 rifles gained up. Great positioning for Seb at the top of Banana, and with just a brilliant post-plant setup.
I'm not playing the bomb here. I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe they didn't think they needed that AK as extra firepower. But anyway, it's got to be Connor that does come back with that AK. 2v1, and it will be Typhoon clean it up. But Connor was hanging out there with the bomb for a second. He mollied off CT, and I wasn't entirely sure what he was doing, but I think they wanted to have the AK for the battle towards the...
The only thing I can think of is that they were concerned about cross, right? That they thought someone may be opping cross. Sorry, I just hit my mic there. That someone thought was opping the cross or peeking them, so they didn't have a smoke. They were hesitant to get onto site. And then when they have the info that both players are Banana, usually what you'd see from a team is you'd see them go ahead and secure the plant and then play the post plant, but not Lost in the Sauce. They got too much sauce for that. They are going to straight take the fight.
Yeah, and it helps out that he had that AK as well. Just kind of bolster that Banana defense. But yeah, it's a question where do you want to get the bomb down immediately, at least guarantee that, then take the fight? Or if it's not enough time to be able to do that and come back and help out your teammates. So they made the decision and Lost in the Sauce win the round. That double nade at the start of the round was beautiful, by the way.
What's really interesting about it, too, is, yeah, that nade was, I mean, that was ridiculous. It was just like the full, like, artillery fire, right? Just battering down the doors. But what's interesting here is they've actually broken the economy of FURIA. And one of the things with the new eco is that they're not really at the risk of it themselves. Even if they lose this, they'll still be able to get a buy up in the next because their loss bonus hasn't completely reset. So they should be all right here. Raph finds himself a nice opener, and Able J is getting super bold. He finds the first and the second as well. That's massive from Able J. Can do no more, but he's at least got information for his team. And now as the hit comes through towards B, they should have a decent setup for it, though I think Finney's maybe overreacting here. Oh no, this could be catastrophe. It's all going to be on Queserado to hold them off.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. He does have the AUG to work with, so he does have a decent amount of firepower here, but he's going up against 3 players. He is all the way back in towards Emo, so be able to hide for a short amount of time. He's got to get that first player that comes in, or the trailing player at a minimum. He doesn't want them to get up close, but there's not really much he can do in this situation, and he will go down, unfortunately. Can't catch anybody on the cross, and it's going to be 3v2. Retake coming in.
Fortunately, there's no smokes left to cover this off, so it is really just going to be a naked post plant. Still, this is tough. There's no reason to peek, and there's also no Molotovs on the Furia side to force them out of their positions, so they can just chill and wait for the aim duel to come their way. That's the single bit of utility coming through, and that's a big kill to find. Seb didn't need to swing, but he went for it. It's all going to be on Vinny, though, who's just got a deagle, and there's no reason for them to even check his position. They can just wait. Of course, they will go for it and check, but, it wasn't necessary. Wrath just said, I want it. So they find the kill. It's a 5th round for Lost in the Sauce. It's a pretty great recovery for them in the half. And now they can tap on 1 or 2 more. It's looking solid. This one, they should be up against an eco. This should be a 6th. Easy. This could be a very respectable half out from the lit side.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're doing pretty good right now. Certainly want to win 2 more here if possible. But, I mean, going in the second half 9-6, I think they'll be okay with that, especially considering they're playing a team as good as Furia. And as you mentioned, this should be around that they should be able to secure. As you can see, everybody on the side of Furia has the USP except for Yuri on a P250. And Art has the Zeus you like so much. So let's see where he is positioned. He's close towards Boiler right now. So, I mean, he's close quarters with the Zeus, which is exactly where you want to be. And you can see Typhoon right around the corner that thought about going up towards mid. But here comes almost a full rotation from Fury over towards it. This might be a wrong read here.
They had the spot towards ult mid, right? They had a little bit of a spot, just the barest of a peak. So now they rotated everybody off. And that's the 1B player dropped. And at this point, the question is, do you even want to rotate, or do you want to just hope that they're going to rotate? Seems that they're going to. It's going to be the firing squad just trying to pepper down CT or work their way in towards the coffins. But odds are not great here. It looks like they're just going to go straight through the smoke. This is bold on bold. They are right in and finding nothing.
Really anticlimactic there. I saw that flash going over and thought there might be fireworks, but a little let down. But, I mean, that's pretty standard just based on the fact that they all had US. Zeus is still in play, though. Able J and Art going to be going in towards construction on the other side of the smoke. Able J trying to go on the other side of the coffin to try and deny that bomb plant, but no.
You know they're going to hunt. It's Lost in the Sauce. They're always going to hunt. Oh, he might get it.
Here it comes.
Check it.
He gets it.
Yes! You'll love to see it. There's no way he gets away with his gun attack. There's no way. But that's the moral victory right there. He's not even going to get through the smoke with the gun intact. He's got it. Okay, he's got a little bit of space. This bomb might be his ruin. And if not the bomb, the bullets. Seb does not want to let him keep this AK up. Now they're pulling back, though. They may be thinking better of it. Art, can he escape? Can he slide away? He's running for it. No one's going to be able to check him.
He should be able to make it. Oh, no, he's not.
Tucks in a little too close. A little too close. Yeah, no armor, too close. Health off.
It's like 10 HP in that position that he was. Close. Nice attempt there by Art, and he got you your Zeus.
Got the Zeus. I love it. The payoff. $200 investment. Endless joy as the result.
We should just highlight that and play it on a loop. That was beautiful. You don't see it too often in MDL, and when you do, you know what? You just gotta highlight it.
Art does like to buy it every once in a while in those ecos where they just have they're like, we're not gonna win this. Let's have a little fun. Why not? As it is, this is actually looking like a very respectable half from Lost in the Sauce. Now they're up against a Furia side that doesn't have the advantage of an ult, doesn't have a lot of utility, has a UMP on Queserado. This is quite a turn of events, considering it was 6-1 at one point, Mitch. Quite the turnaround.
Yeah, Lost in the Sauce has done a really good job here in the second half of the first half. And they're going to be congregating with all of the players in towards mid. I think there's 3 guys that are going to bust out a boiler right now. There's 2 guys up close, so Furia has to at least get a couple guys as they push in towards the A side. Able J gets one, making it a double. He's got another one coming in his face, but Roka responds with 2. Roka's down to 1 HP, 1 in chat, boys, but it's going to be 3v3. There's a man in towards site. Let's see what Quesarada can do about this, and it is nothing. P250 to the face, and that's a bomb plant.
So much damage done, though. Now Seb and Roka are super lit up. This retake is absolutely viable. The problem is they don't really have the utility to make it happen. A single smoke that can go in to block off the pit, make the positions uncomfortable, but there's no real reason for Lost in the Sauce to get anxious here, and they've got plenty on their own side to batter back. So it's just going to be a question of who spots what when in the win-where. That's the first player, and that's the high health player as well. Pit dug out. Only player left is towards Graveyard. Seb has to clutch this out, and Vinny's got the health, but it won't matter. Seb hits the head through the corner of the box, and this man rocks for his team. I mean, he is ridiculously solid. He had the big 4K to really open up the half for them, and he shuts it down as well. Seb is one of those players who gets overlooked a lot, even on this roster, where you've got flashier fraggers and, you know, Typhoon and Wrath, the young fraggers. You've got the old flashy player in Roka. But Seb is always a player that I like to highlight because he is so solid in his play. He will always get from his position what he should and then bring you some more as well. You love to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely a solid player and consistent as well in my mind. So it's going to be Lost in the Sauce. Going into the second half with 7. Furia do have the advantage on 8 rounds. We're going to get a CZ on Connor with a smoke. And Roka will be the kit in Flash Man. And it's going to be a 2-man setup over towards B with Roka helping out, kind of hedging his bets on the quick rotate in towards CT and 2 dedicated towards A. Looks like Furia's going to try and poke and prod in towards mid. You can see Art doesn't have any resistance just yet. Yuri will join him. So they're basically just getting map control up until this point, and it's going well so far. And they're going to continue in towards CT. I'm not sure Roka's ready for this. Is he watching B, or is he checking in towards the possible push from Library?
Couple quick frags traded out. Typhoon still alive here in the pit, but Art's just found one back in towards CT. So that was the kill claimed, and now it's going to be left to Typhoon, who's got to clear his flank and will do exactly that. Nice play from Typhoon to just sort of slip away and find the damage. He's all over the site now, and he's looking for more. That'll be a full 3-on-3 retake. All the utility has mostly been spent. Wrath still has a picked up flash. So they are going to use that to try and get back through. The question is just, can Furia hold on to this?
Yeah, 2 guys in towards site. Here comes 2 guys coming from porch. The man in pit should take the initial action, but they're going to be able to get in towards site. Pit guy doesn't really do too much just yet. Vinny going to grab one. Quesarado adds one. Last one will be Rad versus 2. He's low, and it is going to be a Furia round. Nice attempt on the retake, but Furia is not having it. Look at that HP on
13 HP. 13 HP between 2 players. Each one was a body shot, a toe tap away from death. That's slim. That's a slim margin. 1 HE on site, and that is a very different round. Yeah, now, absolutely. Speaking of HEs, Mitch, I think we're in for another fireworks show.
Let's get it done. Where we're coming from, Banana? No, on towards mid. Okay, Quesarado get lit.
All right. It's a little bit. It's a little something. Problem is they're not really getting the follow-up frags. Now everybody's bunched at the top of Banana, and this should be just a hail of bullets. Here's the frags coming out, and he lines them up. Just shish kebabs them with that nice stat padding Eco 4K. So they hold strong. Furia, no one air raids Furia out of around 2 times in one match.
Just once.
Just once.
So yeah, Vinny is leading the way after that 4K. He was 2 behind Art and Yuri, who were on 16, but he's the top fragger on the server right now. For Lost in the Sauce, Seb is leading the way on 13 kills. We've talked about him a little bit already. 2 clutch rounds and leading the way in terms of frags. Looks like it's going to be a fast-paced play on towards the B side, but Furia just letting the presence be known and going to slow it down a little bit first. And it does pull a player in towards CT, although as I say that, of course, he goes the other way back.
Just got to keep you guessing.
Of course.
Just got to keep you guessing, right, Mitch? This is good, though. Fury is sort of flowing from aggression to aggression, and Lost in the Sauce aren't overreacting off the back of it. This is kind of similar to what we saw them trying to do on their own T side, where they'd show some presence, maybe find a frag, maybe just show face, try and draw out that rotation, and they're not really biting on it in turn, which is well done because right now 4 T-side players are grouped up and getting ready to hit this A bomb site, and because they haven't overreacted, they've got 3 players ready to receive them. It's somewhat limited, kind of coming in with that little bit of the haggard buy. And that's a little unfortunate for Seb. Tries to get aggressive towards Banana, loses his life. Now they know this threat is still here on towards Banana, and that's going to set Art up for the easy backstab. So the B-bomb site's wide open for the taking. They transition from what was going to be a solid A take onto the B wrap, and the site is wide open for them to claim. It's going to be a save out already for Lost in the Sauce, I believe, with nothing in reserve, and the round is lost.
Yeah, big kill there by Vinny to grab the player rotating on towards the A site. They took that hook, line, and sinker, and it's going to be Furia getting the bomb plant, all Lost in the Sauce players in towards the A site, and going to try to hold on to these, but you can see Furia is thinking about starting to hunt. They've already got a guy pushed all the way down towards Banana, and 2 guys in towards CT. So nobody currently on the bomb. Let's see if they actually continue. But all 3 players are in towards pit, so if they get a nade down there, that could be problematic, although they are pretty high HP right now. So, yeah, very impressive round there by Furia. They had players, they got behind the lines and able to trade out that last player in towards the B site, and then it's just full.
Really comes out of that one flank, right? That's just like the, hey, guys, I found space. Let's change it up. And it's good to adapt immediately. Yuri. Ooh, they all stay alive. The bullets were looking for him, but he's not going to lose his life. Conversely, isn't able to claim any of the players in towards the pitch. Uses clear sight instead. So Lost in the Sauce do have something to work with here, and it's actually not bad. Wrath and Seb can pick up armor. Pistols can be dropped for them. This is not going to be the worst thing in the world. This is a buy that has promise, especially if Typhoon can really be the point person here, the tip of the spear, if you will. This one can do exactly that towards Banana.
Yeah, we saw the double nade come over Banana wall, but doesn't have any results. As you can see, all the players on Fury are full HP, so that's $600 down the drain. You do let them know you're in the area, but doesn't really do much other than that. Art's going to get boosted over the smoke. There is a player right on the other side of it. Oh, I'm not sure if he spotted out Connor. I don't think he did just based on his reaction, but he's right on the other side of that.
This is a good moment to highlight, folks, that GoTV smokes are different than from player perspectives, and that's one of those great instances where his head was peeking up for us, but clearly not on the player side. It's going to be Wrath, who might have opportunity here, but is going to get erased on the face. Connor, though, has one and more. The crossfire set up the one high, one low, working out nicely as they're just going to destroy Furia on the first peak. Now this gets a little risky. Yes, they still have the weapon advantage. They certainly have the utility advantage, but Fury are now man down, and they've got to readjust. 50 seconds in the clock. They got to decide which site they're going to hit, what they're going to commit to.
Yeah, Lost in the Sauce is a good setup for the situation. Typhoon's in towards the back of site. You want to grab that first man before somebody else is able to cross, and then the second one wide peaks, and he does get that kill. So the man with the bump continuing to push in, but there's still 2 players in that site. He's trying to wait for a second for his blade to come in and join. Flash comes in, not really going to do too much. Typhoon tries to peek there, but he lets Roka take the initial exchange, and Roka is going to take down 2 as the result, and that's going to be it. Lost in the Sauce take the round, 11 to...
Excellent patience shown from Lost in the Sauce. I've got to say, this team is looking different from what I honestly expected to come into the server to. They are looking a little more disciplined, a lot more patient. The utility usage seems to be getting more on point. One thing that's important to highlight with Lost in the Sauce that we don't always see between, seasons of the Mountain Dew League, especially for teams that don't have org support, they've stayed together. They played that whole training season together. Obviously, there was the change with Whitmer leaving and Connor coming back in, but they've been together for quite a while now, and it's clear that chemistry is starting to gel in a big way. And I think they could be a really fearsome team down the stretch this season.
Yeah, I mean, these are really good players, too, in terms of aim. I mean, Roka came up. He was supposed to be one of the next big players. Maybe fell short of the hype, but still a high-quality player there. And Typhoon up and coming right now. I mean, he's in MDL. I fully expect him to be able to climb the ranks. And let's see if Lost in the Sauce of the teams he can make that happen. But just talking about what's going on in this round, there's 3 guys set up for a mid push here. Bomb still in towards the bottom of Banana. Wrath is going to get that opening kill, though. Goes for more, but the rest of the players are over towards the A site. And Banana is in full control right now. Lost in the Sauce. They have a 3-man setup towards B as well. They haven't sent another guy over to.
This is interesting. I think Fury has got to mix this up a little bit. Lost in the Sauce are kind of calling their cards. Okay, here's a rotation. This could be at the worst time possible. But Lost in the Sauce is kind of calling their cards. They know they like to leave a player there right tucked into the nook at the top of Banana, right? So they hard checked that. They just went explicitly to check that position. They find a free frag as a result. Now Connor, he's got the op angle. He'll hit the first shot. That's vital. That's going to slow them down and do the damage. The nade is even better for him. He can wait for that rotation to come in, for support to come through, and now they can get a player down towards the bottom of Banana to start to cap. I'm not quite sure what's slowing Roka down on this rotation, but there's been so much damage done to these remaining FURIA players. This is going to be a desperate fight. Good way to start it, though, for Queserado, who secures at the very least one side of this attack.
And good job by Connor to get that initial kill and then fall back, not take any more fire until his teammates come in and get towards the B site. But here we go. Connor looks like he wants to be the first man in with that op, but it looks like he's going to bust out that CZ. Yuri is easy damage right here. He will get that kill. Connor can't get the second, though. So now 3v1. Able J, his position is known, and he will go down. All the players except for Seb have a kit, so Roka will be the man to get the defuse. Very little time on the clock, but they get it done. Beautiful retake.
This is really nicely done, and now they're going to have another round where the economy is not really healthy from FURIA. They've got 3 players who are pretty high, right? So they can presumably buy around and share the cash if they wanted to. I suspect we'll see pistol armor and a fair amount of utility behind it to try and get onto a site and try and get bomb plant, maybe do some extra damage. It's exactly what we're seeing come out here. So it's not bad by any measure. And here's the thing that we've kind of started to see with this new economy. It's no longer really new at this point. With the current economy system, is that a team will go up really heavy early on, and then once that loss bonus is built to a certain extent, where you can just buy every round whether you win or lose, when you're on that lower side, you start to make it work. Typhoon is straight down mid. This is bold, and he's not going to find anything for it. The flashbangs are perfect for FURIA. They tried to do a similar thing with Art and a Mag 7 in the first half, and they check the bluff this time. That's an SMG picked up and a body already dropped in a round where they're not coming in with much. Let's see if FURIA can turn that into a little bit of an advantage here.
Able J with the long distance CZ. That's a bold shot, but he will be able to get away. Doesn't do any damage, but why not pop a couple shots and then join your teammates for that hit on towards B. Again, it's going to be a 2-man setup with the same positions, one towards Emo, one towards Quad. Although it looks like they might try to boost up here. So they're going to change up the position from the last time that they had it. The utility will pour over the site, and here we go. A third man going to be rotating over, but Wrath can't spot anybody out right now. They're in towards water, and the smoke is really aiding FURIA getting into the site, but Wrath is going to do something about that. Grabs a double eventually, will be traded out. So now 3v2. They got to pick up the bomb and put that.
This gets tricky, though. Connor's on an off. That's not great for the retake, and they're going to be facing right into him. He'll find the kill, though. USP and all, and now he's got a rifle. This gets much easier. They've still got utility to battle him back. There's a molly to clear spots as well, and Vinny is blind as a bat trying to get through. This gets very risky indeed. The nade will do good damage. Connor should have the swing, and he won't be able to find either. As Able J converts it through with the CZ. It's all going to be left to Roka to try and clutch. Has to find the kills, has to find the defuse, and while he'll find the first, there's still one more.
Able J's not peak.
Oh no.
What a heads up play. Ballsy, but Roka is gonna be.
He's got time.
Able J almost made that happen.
Almost did. He was calling Roka's bluff. Finally, he has to peek it, and Roka just finds the timing beautifully. So they bring it through. That gets very expensive for Lost in the Sauce, and with a bomb plant as well. This is going to be a very strong round for FURIA to try and keep them from tying this up, from trying to bring it even. But the Lost in the Sauce, they've got enough in the reserves that they will be able to buy back in. The problem comes if they lose this one, things are going to get a little hairy.
So we saw Art get really aggressive in towards mid on the CT side, and we're not really seeing the same thing from Connor once he has that off. And Art had a lot of success on that. I think he got 2 or 3 picks at a minimum, peeking down in towards ramp. But Connor just going to post up on towards the Art side. Watch that pretty traditional cross and sight line. And he gets smoked off, so he's going to have to rotate over, join the rest of his teammates in towards the A site. But that gives FURIA some ground. You can see 4 yellow players on the radar. I've already gained access in towards bracket.
Oh, they've slipped the player around. Does Connor realize? He does. He's got the info. Problem is now he has to respond to so many different angles. He's got to be very insecure in his position, and that's something they're going to have to contend with for the rest of this round. Art just worked his way through. He's trying to clear out to make sure that op isn't potentially there, and I think Connor's getting an opportunity elsewhere. Big frag to find. Makes it a little more awkward. Now they know there is no op in towards library. At least they can make a pretty good assumption of that. Connor following it up. The IGL is the fragger in this round, and that's going to bottleneck Furia in towards the B bomb site, presumably. They've lost all control towards A. They've lost their lurker, their flank. They've just got to go ahead and hit this, and Wrath is wonderfully set up for it.
Yeah, this is a strong position, and it's eventually going to be traded out. Seb tries to make up for it, pushing through that smoke. It was fading, but Vinny will get a double. So it's now 3v2. Bomb, I'm not sure it's going to be able to be planted just yet. You can see they're close on his heels coming from Banana. But it looks like Vinny will be able to put that down. Not sure he'll be able to have time to escape here, and he won't. So it's now 3v1. Yuri, last man standing in towards control.
That's a nice first frag to find. They just weren't expecting him to have worked his way all the way through, but Typhoon adjusts and lost in the sauce. They bring it through. That's going to be a tied up game, ladies and gentlemen. 11-11 now in round 22. This is anyone's game. This is really well responded from Lost in the Sauce, and in that round they keep their composure and bring it through, and it starts to get a little hazardous if you're Furia. You start to sweat. A little bit of concern here.
Yeah, especially with their history last season. They went undefeated in the regular season. They dropped one map in towards playoffs, and to my knowledge, they've only played one map so far in this season, and they lost that against was it ATK?
No, it's Team 1.
Team 1, that's right, yeah, Team 1. And they could potentially lose the first two matches after going completely undefeated in the regular season. But let's talk about the action that's going on right now. They get in towards CT once again, but Connor denies them. But interesting setup here. All the yellow in between blue in the CT area.
This is a T sandwich.
Looks like you're going to go over towards it.
This is a T Oreo, and right now Lost in the Sauce is trying to just crack that Oreo open and lick away all the delicious filling. They're going to move right onto site. It's the lineup as well. Roka finds two, nearly a third from that position. They've got a rifle, and I believe could get a bomb plant out of this as well. Typhoon had the chance to swing, but he chooses to go a little bit more conservative, and you like to see that when they're on the comeback. Art, though, big frag. They're not expecting a player into the pit this late, and Typhoon will swing and turn that into two. The cleanup kills come in, the defuse as well. Lost in the Sauce have pulled into the lead here, ladies and gentlemen. They're making this happen.
Yeah, Lost in the Sauce is in the lead right now. I mean, I knew they were coming in as underdogs into this match, and Fury is such a good team, but Lost in the Sauce have taken the lead after starting off so slow as well. And they're really just rolling, hitting the gas pedal. So just take a look at who's fragging at the moment. You can see Vinny leading the way, 22 and 13, closely followed by Art and Yuri. On the flip side, it's going to be Wrath leading the way on 17 kills. But here in the 24th round, it's going to be nades going down from the CTs. They're going to fall back in towards site. And this is a big round right now. Both teams bought up.
This could be massive. Implications will reverberate through the rest of the game. It's going to be critical. I think one thing that maybe we weren't expecting to be such a treat here is CT side opping for Connor has been really good early on in the CT half. He struggled a bit on T. Obviously, he's the IGL, so he's not really expected to do as much of the fragging. But he's been given some opportunities here, and he's really capitalized. He might have another. Are they trying to run boost this? I think Art might be trying to run boost this. They did the hop on top of the boost.
They're looking
but the smoke's
over
going
that
to persuade
smoke
them
again.
not to.
But I would love to see a run boost. That would be amazing. With it off, bring it up. But yeah, Lost in the Sauce had presence over towards Arch and over towards Porce initially, but they fall back after that smoke fades. So a three-man setup over towards A, two towards B. And Furia is still not convinced about this A site yet. And I feel like they've had free reign to go in towards CT right now. It looks like Connor is currently watching that, but he's going to get smoked off. No gap in that smoke, so he won't be able to do much there except for maybe pop a couple shots through that smoke. But again, they're going to be splitting B with guys coming.
Do you see that moment for Connor where he's like, I could push the smoke, but I should.
Yeah, absolutely.
I saw that hesitation where he's like, no,
Did you
not
see
this
the wheels
time.
turning? Yeah.
This gets rough now. It's up to Raph and Seb to hold them off, and they'll do a good job, to be fair. That's two players already out. Seb, or Raph, rather, can't find any more, so that's a little unfortunate. But now they can make it impossible for the bomb to go down. No time. The round is lost. Art can't get back onto this. He's just got to save the AWP, and they can pressure as well. There's going to be no loss bonus for him, but if he survives, his team will be able to get up a bye. That's exactly what will happen. Still Lost in the Sauce. Make it happen again. Whatever that sauce is, it is tasting great.
Wow, what a flank that came in. That was obviously, it came in much faster than Furia had anticipated. All three guys coming from Banana, and they were able to grab the first guy, and the second guy trying to get that bomb down. He's dead to rights. He has the bomb in his hand, can't fight back. And it's going to be 13-11 lost in sauce. That makes a timeout, I assume, coming from Furia here. They have the money to buy. They brought the op into this round on Art, but he's not going to be able to get too much utility. He has a molly to work with, and that's it. But Lost in the Sauce look really, really good right now. Although I am not a fan of them just giving CT to Furia. That can potentially be probable. It has been.
You'd expect with that with map control, they'd be able to press it more. They just have so much faith in their players playing back on the B spawn site that they can do enough damage that it won't matter that ground's given up, which is bold. But hey, it paid out.
Yeah, hey, it's working. You know, I can't rag on that. Absolutely. They got the deal.
Now, this is a really interesting setup. They're rotating late to presumably the flower pots boost, which I don't think we've seen from the CT side. The problem is that's exactly when Furia is going to strike. And now they've got nobody on site, no one in position to deny this. The bomb will be planted. It's going to be a full 5-on-5 retake, which is not something you see very often on Inferno.
Yeah, and they're going to have to wait here for Roka here. You can see he's done a long rotate. Shouldn't take that long. They've already had 3 players in towards construction. Flash going to come in. That'll slow down Lost in the Sauce just a little bit longer as well. But there's a smoke still on Able J. They can use that to block off CT. It looks like Lost in the Sauce is ready to go. There's a kid on everybody except for Seb. He's cognizant of that. Yuri's going to get aggressive. Gets one, almost a double, but unable to make it happen now. 4v4. They'll continue to push. Typhoon grabs one. There's one on the other side of the smoke. Hasn't spotted out yet. And there's still a thorn in the side of them, but Able J can't do anything about it. They're going for the defuse. I think Typhoon will get it, and he will. Lost in the Sauce. Grab another.
That's amazing. They went for a knife duel in Banana to cap it all off. It's Art who comes out on top, though he won't be able to survive with his life. But what a strange round. What a very strange round. First of all, you almost never see a 5-on-5 retake on Inferno. It's just not a map that lends itself to that, particularly not on a full gun round. And then you don't see a 5-on-5 retake where all of the CTs are coming from the same position. There's no Banana presence whatsoever for the CTs. It was just such a weird one. And then it comes down to I mean, they just get melted away. The confidence from Lost in the Sauce in these retakes is impressive, right? They keep 4 alive there. They are doing a great job of bullying back into the B-bomb site, a site that's frequently very hard to get back into. And Furia just kind of look like they don't have an answer.
Yeah, this is not the typical Furia I'm used to seeing. This is definitely weird to see, but hey, credit to Lost in the Sauce. They're playing really well at this point. I don't know if they watched a lot of demos on Furia, but if they did, it is working. And Connor is going to grab one. They've done that boost in towards mid multiple times, and I don't think they've gotten anything off of it. And as a result there, once the smoke fades, they drop. And
this is definitely feeling like a different start to the season for Furia than it was last time. They came out and really stunned everybody last season, and now they've got the target on their back, and that target seems like it might be coming to fruition here. Seb tucked behind the smoke, but this should be the crossfire setup, and Raph gets 2. That's massive. Seb follows it up. It's all just Yuri, who's got so much work to do. 35 seconds in which to do it, and the first kill found, but I do not envy him this task. He's going to have to swing, and he's going to be traded instantly. So it is a match point for Lost in the Sauce, 15-11, and they have been so solid on this CT side. I mean, really, all the pieces are firing beautifully. That B site hold is working out wonderfully. Seb and Raph playing together effectively. Connor is that swing CT opera, is finding a lot of damage. And then just really, you haven't seen much of the hit towards A, but when it does come, Typhoon and Roka have done a great job of either holding or just doing enough damage as they take to make this happen. This is really all the pieces working in unison. And here we're just seeing them start with some nice utility.
Oh, that Molly, yeah, the utility is just chewing through Furia. At least Art, anyway. He's down to 20 HP. Quesarado takes a little bit, 29 HP. Not the end of the world, but still, that's a great way for Lost in the Sauce to lighten the load a little bit once these players try to push in towards sight. Art's basically one shot here. He goes down. So I doubt he'll be the first person to peek. And they actually come around the corner while Raph has that smoke in his hand. He's fully blind and can't get the kill, but Seb shows up, grabs one, does work on Quesarado, but they do give up the site. Will Seb take this fight or wait for his... Looks like he's going to wait.
Oh, the spam. Here's the problem, right? Okay, so you've got a 4-on-4 retake. They're already down in health. They're running out of utility, and this has not been any sort of guarantee for FURIA in the past. So this is absolutely still around in contention. That bomb will start to tick away, and now Lost in the Sauce make their move. Smoke goes down to block off the banana position. It's been relatively ineffective in the post plants. And here's going to be the swing. 2 players deleted. The third is out as well. All left to Art, who's stuck behind his smoke. And as the defuse comes in, there's going to be a lot of eyes trained on his spot. He will find the first, but he's wiped out immediately afterwards, and that's going to be the round for Lost in the Sauce. Just barely. They have time for the defuse. That's the game as well. And the sauce was just too much as FURIA lost their way. It is going to be a nice comeback and a solid early season victory for Lost in the Sauce to get their first win of Mountain Dew League Season 31.
Wow. That was a big win, as you mentioned, for Lost in the Sauce, taking out a team like FURIA. And that sends FURIA to 1-2. But somebody in chat corrected me. They weren't going to go to 0-2. They've already played another match that apparently I didn't see. But nonetheless, Lost in the Sauce looked really good.
Was it today?
Must have been another day. You know what?
Oh, they beat Space Station. Okay, we did not see that one.
Yeah, it might have been over the weekend or something like that. But nonetheless, this isn't